5 seconds
All
remaining.
right, welcome back, everyone. We are now in the quarterfinals.
Radiant team
As
back.
we've got the Elite Wolves going up against Drinking Boys. Sorry, I just need to check one thing here. Yep, okay, we're... Uh-oh. Yeah, we're good. We're good. All right, sorry about that. Yeah,
remaining.
just had to check one thing there. But yeah, we are good to go here. We are in the quarterfinals. We got Elite
5
Wolves going up
seconds
against
remaining.
Drinking Boys. We saw Elite Wolves take our last game in a pretty dominating
time.
fashion, as they made quick work of SGR, which we saw, play a pretty damn good game against
Dire
FNMDX.
team back.
But unfortunately, it wasn't enough to match up against Elite Wolves. Elite Wolves, of course, made it to the finals of the America's Open qualifiers. In the first iteration of it, of course, they lost to Team Freedom. But now we're in the second iteration, and they've got a second chance at making their way into the main qualifiers.
5 seconds
But they
remaining.
got to get there first, and we're only in the quarterfinals. This is still best of one, so if they lose this, they are out. Obviously, a lot of people would consider them to be the
Radiant team
favorites,
back.
making their way back to the finals, and potentially earning that spot in the main qualifiers. But like I said, they've got to get there first. And if you take a look at the Drinking Boys roster, there's a lot of names on here that we've seen on this channel before.
10 seconds
And
remaining.
they are quite skilled and accomplished players. So they're
5
gonna
seconds remaining.
give Elite Wolves a run for their money. And we saw Elite Wolves make a couple mistakes last game that
Reserve
maybe
time.
got SGR back in the game. But it was still a pretty dominating win for Elite Wolves. But if they make some of those mistakes up against Drinking Boys, maybe Drinking Boys are going to be able to run with it and take that lead and take control of the game and put Elite Wolves on their back feet. And I almost made a shitty pun about wolves and their paws, but might be able to push them back, and then we see Drinking Boys doing a reverse of what we saw last game, where Elite Wolves, they were the ones taking control of the entire map and forcing SGR to play super defensive. And it almost looked like it created the situation in the game where it's like SGR had nothing to do. They had nothing to do. They had no space on the map. They had no way of getting themselves back in the game just because Elite Wolves had complete control. And now it's up to Drinking Boys
Radiant team pick.
to try and do exactly the same thing right back to Elite Wolves. But yeah, we're in the draft, so let's hop on into this. Once again, guys, I didn't even introduce myself. I'm Niz. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to NizCast. If you're watching in game, hello as well. If you want to maybe hit me up with a follow on twitch.tv/NizCast, that's more than appreciated. But if you're perfectly fine with watching in Dota TV
10
for the rest of
seconds
it,
remaining.
sure, why not? That way, if you get fed up with my
5
camera,
seconds remaining.
you can switch to your own, or if you don't want to listen to me, maybe you can
Reserve
switch to see if
time.
there's another caster. I'm not actually sure if anyone else made it into the lobby. I think it might have just been me. But yeah, we've got hopefully a very great game ahead of us. So let's hop into the draft here and figure out what we got so far. We got the Queen of Pain and Undying banned out by Elite Wolves. Once again, banning that Undying in the first two
Dire
bans.
team
Drinking Boys, they banned out the Beastmaster and the Gyrocopter. Then we had our picks. We got a Dazzle and a Lone Druid. This is the first time we've seen Lone Druid in the last couple
Radiant
days of casting, so I'm
team
excited to see that. I also know there's a Lone Druid being played in the game with Veggie Esports. They're going up against a Lone Druid as well in one of the other quarterfinals. So Lone Druid apparently a pick now, as Abaddon and Tusk were the picks for Drinking Boys. No real surprise there. Both those heroes are seeing a lot of play recently. But our second set of bans, we got Razor and Ursa getting banned
10
out by Elite
seconds
Wolves.
remaining.
Dragon Knight and Spirit Breaker were the bans from Drinking Boys, and they then
5
picked up
seconds
Bane
remaining.
immediately after that. Invoker was the pickup for Elite Wolves. So we know Smash
time.
is kind of famous for playing a ridiculously good Invoker, but he's been playing more of the off-lane role. So maybe
Dire team pick.
we're not going to see Smash on it, but then again, we've got a Lone Druid, and Lone Druid primarily gets played in the offlane, so maybe they're kind of switching up the roles a little bit.
Radiant
And
team ban.
I'm not really sure who on the roster of Elite Wolves is a Lone Druid play. Maybe it is Smash, or maybe it's Van, and they're going to put Van in the offlane with the Lone Druid and have it, Smash play the Invoker mid. We'll have to wait and see on that.
10
I
seconds
unfortunately don't know
remaining.
enough about Elite Wolves in terms of
5
all
seconds remaining.
their tendencies and who plays what
Reserve
and all
time.
that. But they've added a Witch Doctor on now as well, so they've got their support duo of Witch Doctor and Dazzle, their mid hero in the
10
Invoker,
seconds remaining.
and the the offlaner in the Lone Druid. So they're going to be looking for their safe
5
laner.
seconds
But Drinking Boy is
remaining.
probably going to ban one of those out, and maybe
Dire
not. They're going to
team
ban out the
back.
Omni Knight. But Drinking Boys, they picked up a Puck, so that's going to be their mid laner. Bane and Abaddon. We don't know if that's a support Abaddon. It could be an offlane Abaddon, a support Tusk. But either way, we know that the Bane is going to be the support.
10
And one of those
seconds
two
remaining.
others is going to be the support and the offlane. So Drinking Boys, they're just
5
looking at one of their
seconds
safe
remaining.
lane farmers. But judging by that Omni Knight ban, maybe we're going to see
Reserve time.
a safe lane Lone Druid, or maybe that's what Drinking Boys are thinking. I don't
Radiant
know.
team
But
pick.
again, we're going to have a final ban on the Viper coming out from Elite Wolves. So they do not like last pick Vipers. So we're getting that out of the pool. But Templar Assassin in the pool. You go up mid against an Invoker, but then what do you do with your Puck? Puck is a very XP dependent hero, so I don't really feel like you can pick a hero like Templar Assassin, put it mid against Invoker.
10 seconds
It'll
remaining.
give you some good damage going forward, and that's certainly what they need, but I don't like
5
what it does to the
seconds
Puck,
remaining.
so I don't think that's really a viable option.
Reserve time.
Sven stands ready.
Okay. They're going to go with the
Dire
Sven.
team pick.
All right, it's going to give them another strong disable, which they've got a decent amount of disable on this roster. I don't think they're light on disables. But it's going to give them a strong disable. It's also a very, very strong right clicker. It's a hero that's going to come online pretty early in the game, which means you don't have to wait later on, and you don't have to wait when Lone Druid's
10
actually going to
seconds remaining.
become the big, ridiculous hero that he becomes as we get
5
later and later into
seconds
the game.
remaining.
It's a hero that can function with 12 items effectively. That's double what normal heroes
Reserve
have, so
time.
of course he's going to get ridiculously strong. But it's a hero that's going to come on a little bit earlier, so they can take over control of the map a little bit earlier. But they do need to make sure that Elite Wolves don't dominate with some of their early rotations, which we saw them do last game. But I like the Sven. If he can get some good attack speed going, then he can start mowing through some targets. Should be able to burn through the bear even if they want to go that route as well. Now, Elite Wolves, I mean, they've got the Dazzle to try and keep things alive. They've even got a secondary heal in the Witch Doctor, which isn't the worst thing in the world either. It would have been actually really scary if they picked up the Omni Knight as a third source of heal. But Elite Wolves still not picking up their final hero here, taking some time to figure out what they want to go with. We saw Drinking Boys dip all the way down towards the very, very end of the reserve time. So no real surprise here that Elite Wolves choosing to do the same. What are some of their options? I was thinking that they were going to be picking more of a safe lane hero. If they were to pick a safe lane hero, it's got to be something that's going to come online really early, because you know you've got that Lone Druid that's going to get played, that's going to come online a little bit later for you. So they're going to go with the Timber Saw. So we actually still don't know if that Lone Druid's going to be in the off lane or the Timber is going to be in the off lane. But it is going to be Smash playing the Invoker, and Van's playing that other role. So the Lone Druid not going to be played by either of those. It's Ewo who plays it. So what do you do here with your lanes? Do you put the Timbersaw offlane up against the Sven? Maybe even give him a support? Or you just put the Lone Druid there, have the Timbersaw safe lane, and then say, okay, I don't care which one of your offlaners you're going to send, whether it's Abaddon or Tusk, our Timbersaw is going to be able to beat him in the lane, no problem.
10 seconds remaining.
Maybe that's the answer.
5 seconds remaining.
Well, we're going to find out shortly, because we're in it. And we are ready to go, and let's introduce our teams and our players. So on the Radiant side, we're going to have Team DKB,
Prepare
Team
for
Drinking Boys. We've got Shanks playing the Bane. The Classic is going to be playing the Abaddon. Get Ovas is going to be playing the Puck. We got a guy with a Chinese name that unfortunately I don't know how to pronounce, but he's going to be playing the Tusk. And we have Sakula playing the Sven. As for our Dire side, it's probably the fan favorites. It's the Elite Wolves. We've got Sia playing the Dazzle. Masoku is going to be on the Witch Doctor. Smash playing one of his signature heroes in that Invoker. We've got Van playing the Timbersaw with a pretty snazzy haircut there with the orange, almost a Dragon Ball Z-esque hairstyle. We got Iwo playing the Lone Druid. And last but not least is...
30 seconds to battle.
Is that everyone? I think I got everyone. CS, Smash, Masoku on the Witch Doctor, Van, and Iwo. Yeah, I got everyone. We're good. But, we got a rotation here from Drinking Boys as they're going to place an Observer Ward up in the Dire side jungle to make sure that pulling isn't going to be coming out from Elite Wolves. And Elite Wolves actually doing the same, placing an aggressive Observer Ward, giving them vision to help protecting their offlane, but not actually going to block at the pull camp either of these camps.
Begins.
So just a vision ward. Whereas, the one up here actually kind of does both functionally. It gives you vision in all these three directions, giving you an idea of rotations. And look at this, Elite Wolves even placing another Observer Ward, sensing that there might be some kind of aggression coming out from DKB, and giving them vision of any kind of a challenge to go up here. But immediately Shanks coming in and just dropping a Sentry Ward and immediately getting rid of that Ward vision. So kind of revealing the fact that there's an Observer Ward here. So we'll have to see if that gets denied. But let's look at our lanes here, because we've got a Sven up in the off lane here with the Bane. So maybe doing a little bit of lane dodging here, but he's going to find himself up against a Lone Druid and a Witch Doctor. So it'll be interesting to see how much farm he actually gets there. We've got the Puck in the mid lane going up against the Invoker, which we expected. We've got the Tusk and the Dazzle both kind of rotating around. They were kind of hanging out in the mid lane, but they're making their way up towards the top, where we may very well have a tri-lane versus tri-lane. The bottom lane is going to be the Abaddon going up against the Timbersaw, which so far Van's actually lost a lot of HP, but I imagine the Timbersaw will win this lane. I could be wrong on that, but I imagine he should. He should be able to. Timbersaw is a hero that dominates a lot of melee heroes, which primarily are strength heroes, but certainly helps them. But we'll have to see how that lane goes. As for this top lane, who's getting the farm? Well, there's actually not really a difference. We got 4 and 1 CS on both Iwo and Sakula. So both carries up here getting an even split on the farm. Mid lane, not really going as favorable for DKB, as they've only got 2 and 2 CS on the Puck, whereas Smash on this Invoker sitting at 8 and 7. Just dominating early on. Bottom lane, we've got Van kind of going aggressive here on the Classic. Van also dominating in terms of CS, 9 and 3 for him, whereas the Abaddon's only sitting at 4 and 2. Got the Tusk and the Bane here trying to chase down the Dazzle, not going to be able to catch him, but never mind, they're going to snowball forward. But Sia had just used a healing salve to heal himself back up, and now he's actually going to get another, and instead it's the Tusk that's in trouble, and First Blood's going to go to the way of Elite Wolves as Iwo's going to get there. Dire's going to lose their courier, but Shanks is probably going to go down because he's just trying to buy as much time as possible, so he's going to go down. So 2 kills go the way of the Elite Wolves. They do unfortunately lose their courier there, but 2 kills, including First Blood, they'll take it. Now here we go, Classic trying to take over control of this bottom lane. He's just going to chase down Van, and he's going to get it. As maybe I called that one a little wrong. Maybe I called it a little wrong. Maybe Van just kind of overextended there and got punished. But either way, the Classic will get the first kill on the board for DKB, as he kills Van in that off lane. Now we're going to have a rotation from Tusk. Van just respawned TP down here. Are they going to find another kill on him? Tusk actually going to just completely reveal himself early on. Whereas, oh, this is because the Classic's actually going to go all the way back to Fountain. He's out of regen, didn't notice that. But yeah, he's going to go all the way back to Fountain, so the Tusk is just going to sit down here and soak up a little bit of XP in this bottom lane and get whatever last hits he can. Top lane hasn't really continued how we saw it early on for the Sven, as he's actually dropped behind in CS. He's sitting at 8 and 2, whereas Ewo is up to 18 and 3 on that lone druid. So the Sven not getting as much farm, but now he's just going to try to make a rotation here with Shanks, and they're going to try to go on to Smash, and they're going to lead with a stun. As Smash, you're in trouble, and you are dead. As he's dead. He takes the fast trip back to the fountain. As Masoku and Sia were both making a rotation here, but they're just a little bit lagging behind. Masoku ended up picking up the haste rune at the top rune location, but that unfortunately didn't allow him to get there in time. Sakula and Shanks both walk past the bounty rune. Instead, Shanks is going to turn around and pick that up. As Sakula looks like he just wants to gank now. He's not going to find farm anywhere. Van tries to timber chain away, but unfortunately that tree, it must have moved on him or something. I don't know. But Van, oh no, he's not going to go down here. Sia's come in. He's got the heal off, but no shallow grave. Not able to reach there. So the timber saw will go down. Cask bouncing around. Nightmare all over the place. As everyone's just trying to get some damage in here, but not going to be able to do so. As the Classic, thinking about maybe even diving that tier 1 tower, but he'll think better of it and back away. But some of these early rotations may be pretty unpredictable coming out from the Sven, but he's found 2 kills by doing so. Still not sure if it's worth it. That CS that he's missing is going to hurt. And now he's going to get stunned up as Van has respawned. He's come back down, and they're going to find a kill on the Sven here as the Classic tries desperately to keep his Sven alive, but not going to be able to do so. And now the Classic's in trouble. In fact, he's dead. So 2 kills going the way of Elite Wolves as they respawn on their Timbersaw, TP down to the bottom lane, and join in on the fun once again. We saw a lot of action last game in the bottom lane. Looks like this game is no different. As Ewo's, oh my, he's just continuing to farm away here. 31 and 3. There's no way that DKB is going to be able to contest this right now. As the Sven wasn't able to find the farm up in the top lane. They made an adjustment. They kind of rotated him around and went for some ganks, and they found those ganks. Unfortunately, then he died shortly thereafter, and now they're just going to try to find farm for him somewhere. Up in the top lane, the Classic and the Tusk are going to try to go for a kill here, and they're going to find it. Ewo is going to go down. So they do manage to find a way to contest the farm of that Lone Druid and set him back just a little bit, but he's still way out in front. We've got the top 3 last hits in the game all belong to heroes on the side of Elite Wolves. And oh, now we got a Dream Coil here. It's going to trap 2. Sia is in trouble. The Orb's going to fly through. It's going to hit 3. Ice Shard's going to help prevent them from running away. Sakula's actually going to be the first one to go down here, as the Sven still isn't going to be able to find a way to get gold here. As DKB, Tusk dead, Shanks dead. Oh no. Even Gedova is in trouble here, as there's 4 heroes still alive here for Elite Wolves. They're diving underneath this tier 1 tower. Gedova's going to try to run away. The Tornado's there. He's going to catch him. He's not going to be able to jaunt away, as he's going to go down, and Elite Wolves find 4 kills in this bottom lane. As Ewo just... yeah, he was the only one not there, but he just... it was partly because he was dead, but then he just TP's back up to the top lane and just keeps farming away. 38 and 9 CS for him. As well. He's actually got more CS than the top 2 on DKB combined. We're actually, we've got the kind of famous Smash Invoker here in the mid lane, and you actually look at CS and 25 and 14 for Smash and the Invoker, but Gedova is on the puck, has actually managed to close that gap. He's sitting at 20 and 6. He's actually doing the best on his team in terms of CS versus his counterpart. This man going to come in here. He is going to get the last in the tower. The snowball was there, but just a little bit too late. Ice Shard's flying in just barely off the mark. This DKB already starting to lose some of the towers, and this is pretty reminiscent of what we saw last game, where Elite Wolves did pretty well in the early laning stage, and then as we exited that, they just started taking down towers, and the opposition just wasn't able to keep pace. This Van charging forward, missing another timber chain. Once again, I guess it's the trees moving. Quickly cycle through, see who's got what. Is actually, we're going to have a TP coming in here from the Tusk. And the Sven's going to come in as well. They've somewhat trapped Ewo, but he's going to port his bear in, and the bear somehow doesn't body block him, but body blocks the other heroes. But they're still going to keep going. They got the stun off on Ewo, but Smash, he's TP'd on up here, and now I think DKB, they just need to back. They just need to run. They just need to make sure that they don't lose any more heroes. But they got their Puck TPing on up here. The Tusk is kept in place, but the Puck will get a Dream Coil off on it too. But he'll have to orb away as he's quickly brought down in terms of HP. The Tusk is going to be the first to fall as the Classic charging on forward. Borrow time already been popped, but he won't just barely be able to get the kill on Masoku because the Shallow Grave is there. Once again, Sia on point with those as Sakula and Shanks, they're left to try and run away. Sakula's down. Shanks, will he be able to get out of here? Van and Smash, they want to make sure that they get the kill there, but not able to catch up to the Bane. As Elite Wolves, wow, 13-4 right now. They get the tier 1 tower on the back of that. Because yeah, they're just snowballing out of control. They've almost got the Bloodstone finished on Van. Smash, he's just has his phase right now. Is there something on the courier? Where's his gold? Just phase or earn? I guess I'm underestimating the price of some of those items. I kind of expected him to have a little bit more. But yeah, that's going to be a Bloodstone for Van getting finished here. Ewo's up to 1,500 gold. He's got Phase, Loves of Haste on his bear, of course, Orb of Venom as well. And on his hero, he's just got the normal brown boots and a Ring of Protection. Gedovas, how close is he getting to his blink there? You're sitting at 5,500 gold. Tornado's going to land on him. The Tusk doing a lot of rotations around. Has finished his Arcane Boots, but he's sitting at 1-4-1. Hasn't been the best early game for him. Shanks just the brown boots for him. As unfortunately missed a kill in the bottom lanes. Once again, we're going to lose the Sven. Van and Sia combined for the kill there, and Van's not done. He wants to go on the Classic here. There's a courier that just flew in, just flying over top of Van's head, saying, "What's up?" But both the courier and the Classic will escape there as we miss another kill as the Puck goes down in the mid lane, as there's action all over the place here as the Elite Wolves are trying to get kills everywhere they can find them. And they certainly have been able to find them. And they're not done. Once again, now Smash and Masoku rotating on in here. Look to find another kill. Will it be on the Tusk? Well, we've got the Abaddon nearby to maybe try and keep the Tusk alive, but not able to do so. The damage is just so high. Van on a monster kill already, as the Classic will go down to the right clicks from the Dazzle. Shanks now TPs into the tier 2, trying to cut them off, but they could just run right on top of this Bane and bring him down. And in fact, Van's going to do exactly that, or maybe not, as he'll get nightmared up by the Bane. Smash looking to re-engage. They want to go on Sakula, as he's come in completely burned of all mana from the EMP from Smash. But now they'll find Shanks. He was just trying to hide in the trees in the corner there. But they eventually back away from the kill on the Sven and go for that Bane instead. Shallow Grave getting used onto Van. Elite Wolves, they're not done. They're going crazy here. Maybe they've overstayed their welcome. The Classic trying to get a return kill onto Van there, but he just timber chains away. Gedova's going to re-engage here. Does he have anything up? He can orb. Actually won't do it. The EMP getting placed once again by Smash, as this is a very separated fight. This is absolutely crazy. Snowball coming in from the Tusk as they try to catch up to Van on that Timbersaw. But Getovas ends up in the middle of two heroes on the side of Elite Wolves, and he goes down. As Elite Wolves, they may be frantically spreading out all over the place, but it seems to be working out for them. Van is going to get Shallow Grave here, and he gets the kill in time on the Abaddon. Will he be able to escape? Ern going to heal him up. Smash trying to help a brother out. But Van will eventually go down. Sakula is going to get the kill there. His stun actually hitting 3. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to get on out of there. Masoku comes in, stuns him up, drops a Death Ward. And somehow Sia again gets the last hit. He's 2-0-14 on this Dazzle. 14 assists, 13 minutes in. 3-0-14 for Masoku on the Witch Doctor. These records are ridiculous. 12-3-6 for Van on the Timbersaw. Smash sitting at 2-1-13. Oh, Gedovis has been caught by the Tornado. That's another kill. This time it's going to go to Ewo, who's... I mean, he hasn't really been playing this game. He's just been kind of doing some PvE. He's only sitting at 3-1-3. But I guess that's not too bad. Part of 6 kills. It's more kills than DKB have on the board. But when you compare it to his teammates, they've they've just been all over the
Radiant's
place,
middle
killing
tower is
everyone.
under attack.
As we just see another kill go their way as the Tusk falls. And this one looks like it might be a pretty quick one, as this tier 2 tower is going to go down. And then maybe they'll make a rotation for the bottom tier 2 as well.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Or maybe not. They might just go right uphill here. They've got a
Radiant's
mech
middle
online
tower
for the
is
dazzle.
under attack. Radiant structures are
Unfortunately, I
fortified.
don't really think there's much that DKB is going to do here. They're just so far behind. They had a pretty dominating performance on their game previous to this. I saw a little bit of it as we were waiting for the lobby to come up. They pretty steadily pulled ahead of their opponents, but just not able to match up against Elite Wolves here.
Radiant's
Snowball
middle
going to go
tower
for it.
has
They're going to go
fallen.
under Van. It's going to bring in the Abaddon, but immediately borrowed time. He's going to get popped, which is actually going to bring the Classic back up to full HP. But now he doesn't have that borrowed time to get him out of there, as Gedovas is going to go down. We've got the Chakram on him from the Timber Saw, but they're not going to dive the bottom tier 3. They need to make sure that they get a set of racks here. And they'll play some better, more responsible Dota as they come back for the racks.
Radiant's middle barracks
And those racks
has
will
fallen.
fall.
Dire's top tower
Classic
is
and
under
Sakula
attack.
still trying to do as much as they can to
Radiant's
just
middle
get these
barracks
heroes
has
off of
fallen.
their racks. But the racks will fall. And now DKB, they're
Dire's
down
top
5
tower
to
is under
26
attack.
in terms of hero kills. What do you do here? How do you get back in the game? Elite Wolves, they're just,
Radiant's bottom
they've got their
tower
foot
is
down
under
on that
attack.
gas pedal and they're not letting up. They're just keeping it going. As they're going to go to the bottom lane, bring down this tier 2 tower. And they're still pretty healthy,
Radiant's
The
bottom tower
worst
has
part about
fallen.
them, and maybe the only part that might mean that they're going to have to back, is the fact that Smash doesn't have much mana, but he's regenerating up pretty quickly. He's up to about half his mana pool, and instead they're just going to go for Roche. DKB, they're forced to defend. They're forced to be very, very scared to move out of their base, and this is an easy rotation towards Roche for them.
Radiant's
They smoked
bottom
up to do
tower
it,
is under
but
attack.
they can probably tell from that observer ward what Van's doing, that Roche is being done. And they start making the rotation now, but I don't think they're going to be able to get there in time. Roche is going down very, very quickly. And he is dead.
Roshan has fallen
Van
to
will
the
pick
damage.
up the Aegis. DKB realize as soon as that Roche goes down, the announcement comes out. They're too late. Now they just need to run away.
Dire's top
And they're going to
tower
try to
is
do
under
that.
attack.
They have just picked up an armlet on their Sven, so maybe that'll help them fight. But unfortunately, they are separated. We got 2 heroes that went up, 3 heroes that went down, and now it's the 2 heroes, Gedovas and Classic, that are in trouble, as Gedovas is going to go down. And oh no, Van, he keeps going. He's just so relentless. Ice Shards will trap him there for a second. But no stun comes out from Sakula. He must have used it a little bit earlier. In fact, he was still on cooldown. They proc the borrowed time, the Death Ward getting used there by Masoku, as he's picked up an Aether Lens. Van blinks forward, gets a kill onto the Classic. He's up to 14 charges on his Sackstone. His Bloodstone, excuse me. A little bit of the old Han coming back to me there for a second. I don't know where that came from.
Radiant's
But
bottom
yeah, that's
tower
it.
is
They
under
tap out.
attack.
GG's well played. We'll get called 30-5. Take a quick look at our gold graph. 25k lead for Elite Wolves. That was just a complete stomp as they just basically manhandled DKB and quickly advance out of the quarterfinals and into the semifinals, where they'll get to play some best of 3s against I don't know if we've got our next opponent yet. That was a very quick game, so probably not. I know it was Enemy playing up against Lucini Gaming, so I think that one is still being played right now, but the winner of that will play up against Elite Wolves. Of course, we've already got our other semifinal going, which is the Veggies going up against GGNet, and that GGNet roster is kind of a throwback to some of the early days of Dota 2, even though basically their roster is Kuroki, Kabab, Asian, RMN, and Miracle, and those aren't the real players, but yeah, throwback to some of the early days of Dota 2 and the old GGNet roster, even though they spelt Miracle wrong. It's Mirakel is how the player on that old roster used to spell it. They spelt it just like Miracle, the 8K MMR Miracle spells it. But yeah, so they're playing in the other semifinals against Veggie Esports Club, and yeah, we're still gonna have to wait to find out who Elite Wolves plays, but it's gonna be between Enemy and Lucini Gaming. So I'm going to throw it to music in the meantime. Rest my voice and get ready for that semifinals. Like I said, it's going to be a best of 3. So we've got a lot more coming up from Elite Wolves. But we're going to have to wait for that lobby to come up before we get to cast any more Dota. So I'm going to throw it to music and hopefully go check out some of the other games going on and come back for that semifinals, because we're going to have the Elite Wolves up against Enemy or Lucini Gaming.